Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60, October 1st. I was walking where I'm walking right now. It was the morning that the parade in Beijing was happening, the 70th anniversary of the People's Republic of China. And out of every window and every open door in this complex, being played at the loudest volume that it could be played at was what was going on in Beijing. The parade, the music, the military parade, the patriotism, everything was just deafening. The sound was deafening. I know my wife was watching it and her dad was watching it. Our friends were watching it. And when you see something like that, it sort of makes you sit back and think and say, holy smokes. You think patriotism in the United States is big. Here, it's even bigger. 1.4 billion people glued to their television set, and not just one channel. Every channel in China was playing the same thing. I watched a bit of the parade myself with Wei Fong and her dad, and I noticed that they had a big float with Mao Zedong's picture on it. And I said to Wei Fong, I said, well, didn't he do a lot of bad stuff for the country that, why would they have his picture in the parade? She says, well, he did a lot of good things for the country. He brought China together. He unified the Chinese people. Okay. And she says, but he's not perfect, and he did make some mistakes. But you see, that's the difference between the Chinese people and the Western people. When a Chinese person like Mao Zedong makes a mistake, well, okay, he made a mistake. That doesn't nullify all of the good things that he's done for the country. Where in the West, it's totally different. When Sir John A. Macdonald is caught doing something wrong back 100 years ago or whatever it is, they tear down his statue. If an ex-president was a slave owner, it didn't matter if he did anything good for the country, they tear down his statue and they try to forget that he even existed. So the Chinese look at the good instead of the bad. They embrace the good, and that's the difference between the Chinese community and the Western community. One of the things I've noticed about the Chinese is that patriotism doesn't stop at the border. It doesn't stop with Chinese citizenship. My wife has been a Canadian citizen for over 13 years now, and about 5 years ago, my dad, he stepped in it. He said something derogatory about the Chinese government and China. I can't remember what it was, but Wei Fong's chin come out and she was ready for a fight. Oh yes, she was. And he knew that he'd gone down a road that he didn't want to go down. He backpedaled really quick. Why is this? Because the Chinese have that patriotism, and it's instilled in them from a really young age. From wearing the red communist scarf in grade school to, it's just the way it is. And a lot of the Americans and whatever are going to be out there saying, oh, they're brainwashed. No different than getting brainwashed by the Western media or anything like that. And brainwashing or just bestowing patriotism on your citizens. I don't know. It might be a little bit of both. Chinese are proud of their country. They call it the motherland. Yeah, I suppose it is their motherland. Their history is 6,000 years old. They have a pride in their country that I don't think I've ever seen anywhere else. Sure, Canadians say that, oh, I'm proud to be Canadian, and Americans, a good number of them are patriots, Minutemen on the border, stuff like that. But in China, you got 1.4 billion people that are behind their Chinese government. Each and every one of them is behind their Chinese government. How do you even fathom that? There's not 1.4 billion people in North America. I'm pretty sure that Donald Chicken Man Trump didn't understand China when he started the trade war and the tariffs against China, sure, it worked with Canada, and they got the NAFTA changed to the USMCA or whatever the hell it is, and USMCA, YMCA, you know what I mean? It sure sounds a lot like a Village People song. But dealing with China the same way was a colossal mistake. You have that old analogy that you don't poke a sleeping bear. Well, Donald Chicken Man Trump poked a sleeping bear, and that bear was China. China's not your easygoing country. They're not in it for the Americans. When Donald Trump says, "Oh, we'll make America great again by doing this, that, and the other thing," you got to understand that there's other people out there that saying, "Well, yeah, we're already great, and we're not going to let you tear us down." To China, it's about national pride. It's got nothing to do with money. With the United States, it's all to do with money and bringing jobs back to the country and this, that, the other thing. You got to understand that national pride, even if the Chinese have to go through years of hardship because of a trade war and tariffs, they're willing to do that. Why? Because of national pride. Do you think the Americans, you get 6 months of farmers, one season of farmers not being able to sell their goods at the price that they want, and they're ready to evict Donald Trump out of office? Yes. So the difference there is that the politicians of the West have to kowtow to the people that are going to vote for them, so they can't really do what's good in long term for the country. Where in China, the government makes those decisions and said, well, yeah, it may take a little bit longer. It may be harder on the people for a while, but in the long run, it'll be better for our people. And that's the difference between China and the United States or Canada or any Western country. Just for the fact that they can make those decisions on behalf of the people, and things get better for the Chinese people, and the Chinese people back the government. Go figure. I think that's maybe how it's supposed to work, right? During that parade in Beijing, the national pride covered the whole country. The sound from the parade in Beijing was deafening. The pride in the country was deafening. Just the patriotism of the Chinese people watching, everybody watching this parade and being proud of their country was deafening. During that military parade and all day on China Day on October 1st, 1.4 billion people were being patriotic. Every one of them was behind Chairman Xi, the president of China, the general secretary of the Chinese army. The patriotism that shined through on that day is something that I've never seen before. I've seen a lot of patriotism in the States. I've seen a lot of patriotism in Canada, but nothing that even came close to what I saw on October 1st here in Nanning, China. Yeah, guys, it's one of those things that it's just way bigger than what you think it is. The people of China love their country. They love their government. You think it's an oppressive government? They don't think that. They like their government. They like things the way they are. The life here is getting better for everybody. They're becoming a more powerful country. They're becoming both economically and militarily more powerful in the world and in their area of the world. So it's hot out here today. And all of this I saw in a matter of 5 minutes walking through our apartment complex. Yes, I was impressed with the Chinese people at that time. It's basically impossible to catch pride in a video, but maybe I've tried to explain it as best I can. I hope this gives you a better understanding of China as I see it. Just the pride that the Chinese have in their country and their government is amazing to watch. As a foreigner, I get to see it every day, and it's humbling for sure, being a Canadian, where there's more people in Shanghai district as there are in all of Canada. But these people, they're not a warmongering society like the United States. They'd rather be left alone to do their own thing, make their money, eat their chicken feet and duck heads and innard soup. If I had innard soup for breakfast this morning, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, the culture is different, the people are different, their ideas, their thinking is different, but that doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that they're different. Being as patriotic as they are, that's maybe one of the only things that they have in common with the West, is they're super patriotic about their country, and I find that comforting. Living in China, I find that comforting just for the fact that it makes it a safer, nicer place to live, because these people do care about their country. They do care about their countrymen. They do love their government, and there is no oppression here, guys. And that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button, and thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget to hit that little bell so you get notified of all my new videos coming up. Bye now.